Okay, I did a Facebook Live not too long ago, and I had somebody ask if I'd do a video on it so they could find it easier, and I said sure. So what I'm going to do is just a quill type of a body using just thread on a midge. So the hook that I have in the vise is a TMC. Let me get that in front. TMC 100 size 22. So it's just a standard TMC dry fly hook. Now I've got two bobbins loaded. One with Semperfli 18.0. You'll need some very fine thread. And then I prefer one to be more of a woven type thread so it doesn't splay out. And then in this case I'm using a Griffin Shear 14.0, which is going to splay out or open up and flatten out to make the actual quill. And so this is actually really simple because getting quills to work on small flies like this can be extremely challenging. Get that hair off there, it's going to drive me nuts before I tie that in. So I'm just going to tie this in right behind the eye, or about a bodkin width behind the eye is, I guess, more accurate. And next, all I'm going to do for a tail, and this is totally optional, is I'm just going to put a piece of UV crystal flash in. I'm going to tie this in right on the top. I don't tie a ton on this size. Now as you start to get to the back, what I like to do is I like to actually grab the crystal flash and stretch it to take out some of the kink. And then you can cut this now or later, it's totally up to you. And I cut it about, the hook gap, somewhere right in there. If it does splay open, I don't know if some people know this, but crystal flash is done in 2 strands. So I'll play with it for just a second so you can see that it'll splay open. Maybe not. There it goes. You can see that there's 2 pieces there. And if it splays open into 2 pieces, that's fine. Now what I want to do is get my black thread out of the way. I'm going to come in with my ginger colored thread. I'm going to tie that on. I want to make sure all my tie-on points stay up into the thorax area. And we'll bring this back. You want nice tight wraps. It'll help keep the body smaller and also allow you to, or by doing that, it'll allow you to make the color, which is going to be the main part of the body, more predominant. And we're going to get up front here and we're going to whip finish this. Now you want to stay just a little ways back from behind the eye. You notice that I'm actually whip finishing to the back of the thorax, because we're going to need that little bit of room up front. And if you got a little tag, that's fine. It'll get covered up in a minute. And if you're watching this and you've got some questions or you want to see me tie something, feel free to leave a comment below. And if I know how to do it, I will do it. And so next we just want to kind of give an open spiral look. Something like that. We don't have to get too technical here. That's just to have a little representation of a quill body, which is good enough. It's really just more like a rib. Or I guess if you wanted, you could start small and get big. Kind of like the quill bodies do. And either way is fine. It's really up to you what you want to do. You can play around with it and do it either way. So something like that. Next for the wing, since this is just a little emerger midge pattern, I've got 2 pieces of ginger CDC. Sometimes midges will have kind of this orange gas that kind of leaks out as they explode to the surface. Hence why we're using ginger. So I'm going to take my two CDC pieces. I'm going to put them concave sides facing one another and get the tips roughly lined up. I'm just going to draw this out. Place a few wraps in so that I can lift and draw my wing. And you want to be able to take your wing over the top and see if it's about where you want it. Probably go just a fuzz shorter. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my thread back towards the front. I'm going to place a few wraps in front just to help lock it in. Fingernail clippers are really good right here just to take care of that. Now I'm going to grab that CDC, pull it to the front, and lock this in with a few wraps. If you can, lift this wing back up and get a few more wraps in front, and you can actually whip finish the fly either right behind or back on top of the where the collar, I guess, would be. So either way is fine, but that's it. That's how you can do kind of a little quick and easy quill body imitation on an emerging midge. Fairly simple to do. If you add glue, you want to make sure you add it very sparsely. Be very careful doing it. If it floats into the CDC or gets down into the CDC, it'll lock it up. And it's extremely easy to do on something this size. And you can groom this too if you like. If you like the little extras hanging out, great. If not, get rid of them. It's up to you. And that's it. It's basically kind of like a smoke jumper type pattern, if you know what those are. So if you like the video, as always, appreciate a thumbs up and join the conversation. Leave a comment below. And as always, everybody, happy tying, take care, and we'll see you next time.